When I was younger, I was trying to seek what I thought made you cool, so I got into playing bass, and I kind of took it somewhere, and I started touring a lot. Got to the point where I was getting on with other bands that were touring nationally. So with that industry comes a lot of other things if your eyes and your head aren't screwed on right and they're not focused where they should be. So I was acting a fool, promiscuous, drugs, all the stuff that comes along with the music scene. Took that to a certain level and got myself in some trouble with that industry, unfortunately. I was on tour and a woman hit me up and started talking to me, asking me if we were coming through New York. We ended up messing around and getting sexual. And it was just it was a different experience. That next morning I had woke up and I just didn't feel right. Everything just kind of seemed gray. I was hurting really bad, like in my lymph nodes. I felt I'd probably gotten sick. Over about 8 to 10 days, I started to get more symptoms. I started to get flu-like symptoms, fever, abdominal pains, sweats. So I thought I might have HIV. The symptoms lined up, and I was literally terrified. So we went down and got tested. They said it was gonna take about a week, and I should get the results in my email. I don't even know how to put the emotion into words. It said HIV positive, reactive. So my mom, being the nurse, turned pale and was like, "Jacob." And I immediately ran out in the street in front of my mom's house, and I just got on my knees in the street. I couldn't believe it, because I felt there goes my chance for any wife. Plus, I felt toxic. I felt scared to hold my kids. Very suicidal. I just didn't see any hope. This gets deep. I'm sorry. One of my good friends came over to console me during the weekend, and he flat out told me, he speaks to God. He told me, "God told me to tell you, you need to go get washed, go get baptized, and everything's gonna be fine." And I was like, what does that even mean? Ironically, someone else reached out to me and suggested that I go to a church called 2911. So I went and sat in the back, broken, and they happened to be doing baptisms. And Pastor Mark said, after about the second baptism, said, "Hey, if there's anybody who has it on their heart tonight that they want to get baptized impromptu, I'm going to open that up this evening." Come to find out, he'd never done that before. He just felt it on his heart to do that. So that was a confirmation for me. In the water, I told Jesus that I want what I've been told. I don't want to just say this. I don't want to just come back up and then, be, lovey-dovey for a couple weeks and then go back to me again. I want new. So I came up, and a song called "I Only Want to Sing," they started playing, and it's "I only want to sing if I sing with everything, if I sing for you, my King." And it reminded me of just the industry and how, needless to say, I felt God for the first time. And it put me on my knees. And I haven't looked back. Since that moment, nothing else mattered. We went down to the urgent care with the email, and the head nurse was there. She opened it up and said, "Well, this doesn't mean that it's positive. It takes a couple of tests to be positive." The email I got said it was reactive positive for HIV infection. I knew I had symptoms. I knew I'd gotten sick. It said on the email that I had syphilis too. I even got blisters that matched the reaction that it said for syphilis. She said, "I recommend you get a couple more tests." It was scary. I got tested again. It came up negative. And then in September, I got my final test. I was actually pulled up to a gas pump in the morning, and my phone rang, and I saw it was the doctor's office. And she told me that I was completely clean. I made her repeat it like 4 times. I'm like, "You're sure there's nothing life-threatening, nothing like that?" She goes, "No, you're totally clean, but we want you to come in because your cholesterol is off the charts." And I put my truck in park, got out of my truck, and just got on my knees on the concrete in the parking lot. I was hoping people were watching. I just wanted to show how mighty my God is. Because like there was nothing good about what went down, except for it was the best thing that ever happened to me. God allowing me to drop myself to my knees so he could rebuild me. I'm so in love with God now. Like literally, it's not just a t-shirt and a postcard anymore for me. It's a living, breathing, intimate relationship. I don't know how to put it into words. I just wish that I could pour that into everybody and they could really know how real it is. It's not just like, cool man, I got a new Jesus shirt. It's like the creator of the universe lives in you and wants to work through you. It's like, it's invigorating. You want to talk about worth, feeling worth? Yeah.